So after learning the H set, the next best set to learn is the pi set. So there are, just like TU and L, there are 6 calls and there are 12 ZBLLs each, so 72. And unfortunately, like the H, you're going to have to do some extra work in trying to learn how to recognize these cases. So they're not all nice. In fact, there are some really disgusting cases in the front 3. But I'll start. So this is no swap. I recognize this by these 2 matching and these 2 not. Then you have diag, where it's the opposite, so non-matching and matching. And then we've got this one, I'm going to call it left swap, because if you were to twist all the corners, these 2 would be swapped. Just to give it as 2 solid bars, kind of easy to recognize that. And then this one here, you could call it right swap. I'm just going to call it checker because there's an obvious checker pattern right here. Now these 2 are the worst of the bunch. So this one here, what would I call it? I'm going to call this one front swap. So this is front swap. Kind of recognize it as these going along like that. And then this one here is the opposite way. So I'm going to call this one back swap. So the first subset within the pi set is no swap or pure. So for this one, I always recognize whether these 2 are matching and these are not. The way I recognize it is similar to the H case, the last of the H cases I showed. I look at this case, this edge here, and then I sort of work out the rest after that. So for this case, it's no swap. So it's just a 4-corner twist. And the alg is very simple. It's just like 5 different sexy moves. And it goes like this. So back sexy, front sexy, back sexy, slot the front, slot the back. The next case, this one here, with this matching. And now this is, I'd say, kind of standalone. I kind of also recognize it as being opposite of this. So I'll do a Y2 and oh look, there's a block. I do also use this for this and the mirror, and it goes like this. And the next case is the mirror, so you got matching and a block. You still do it from this angle, but it's just the same angle on the back. It's like 5 moves and then a soon in there somewhere. Okay, so the next 3 cases are defined by this one here, so being opposite, and then I look at this one matching here, and I know this is the standard, the Bruno algas, I think it is called. And the next one is just the inverse alg. So it is recognized rather than these matching, these match. It goes like this. And the third case, where it's opposite on the right, you got this one here, which doesn't really it doesn't match either of these 2. So I know that this is the H perm case. And for this, I do anti-soon, E prime, anti-soon. Okay, so the next 3 cases have this edge matching here. Now there are 2 algs I know for this. I'll show both of them as they are both good. And I'll show you the one that I use first. So if you get these 2 matching, like you've got block here, almost like a Y perm sort of thing, you do this. So you do sexy, back anti-soon, and then slot. The other alg I used to use for that is like fat throw off, so wide F, sexy F prime, and then throw off. Or I didn't used to do the F prime F, I used to just do the S prime. The next case is going to be this one here. So, though I do recognise this, I do kind of default to what's going on in the back. So, if there's a bar here, so it's double bar, I know what the case is. I should realistically remember that these match, but I really just haven't done it. So for this one, it's another soon combo. So I rotate it to here, and it's a back anti-soon, cancelled into a front soon. Now the last of the three cases that have this edge matching here is this one. So I know that this one's opposite here. I know there's no bar on the back. So the alg goes like so. The next three cases, the edge on the right now matches with the front instead. So again, I have some difficulty because I kind of rely on blocks. So I never really learnt this. So I kind of know that there's this sort of wipe home block for the back. So for this one, I only use the one alg, and it's back sexy, anti-soon, and insert. Next case here, very easy to recognize because both the blocks are in front. So block here and block here. So I'm going to want to hold it here, and I'm going to do that soon combo. So I sort of think of it as I'm not touching this when I'm starting the alg. So anti-soon into a back soon. And finally, we've got this one here. So you've got bar, kind of opposite, there's no other block. So just from that I know what the alg is. And that's the pure set. Diag pi. It's actually quite a surprisingly easy set. So let's get down to the algs. So recognition is, for this case specifically, is solid bar, so these match, and this is opposite. Very easy alg, it's just R U to R prime and then triple sledge, so it cancels. And then undo. The next case, you have the bar and you've got this bar. Bit weird, it's not the most fluid alg at all, but I don't think I've seen anything else that works any nicer than this. So let's go with this. And the third case, where we have the solid bar on the right, is this, but this one now matches these two. So actually what's happening here is the mirror because there's a bar here, but I can recognize this. And the alg is that as a setup into a soon, and then you undo. It's a bit of a long setup just for a soon, but if you think of it as just one whole alg, I think that can also help. The next case, these three, this time it's opposite, so green is going to be opposite the blue. And for this case, you've got a bar here, and the alg goes like so. I start with my thumb. Next, we have this one here, so opposite, and then this one, I don't actually recognize it as anything. There's another case, the next case sort of shows these two as opposites, so I kind of recognize it as an adjacent, something I'm not even really going to notice, I just know what the case is. You can look at it as it matches these, but I don't. And the alg goes like so. The mirror of that, yeah, this is what I was talking about. So these two are now opposite, so kind of like a H block almost. So H and H, and it's just a mirror alg from the back. Yeah. So the next three cases, you've got this one matches here, and then I look at this edge, and now it matches these two. And I think this is the standard alg. Well, it is the standard alg for the ZBLL, and it goes like this. The next case, you've got this matching, and then you've got this sort of mini bar here. Now this one you're going to want to rotate to here. First four moves of JPerm as a setup, into soon, and then finish off like this. And the last of the cases where these match is this one here. I see this as opposite of these two. You could also see that they match here, but I use this. And my alg goes like this. And the last three of this subset, this one matches here. So for this particular case, I recognize this as opposite. The alg goes like this. Some delightful spring noise. So the next case, this one here, kind of only really noticed this sort of a twisted corner tripod case. So if I was to twist this, it would be a 2x2 block. And the alg I use, you rotate here, and you do the following. And the last of the diag pi cases, you got these two match here, and I noticed this here matches these two. And the alg goes like this. It's quite regrippy, so I'd say that's the worst of the bunch. So the next set, the next subset of pi will be this one with 2 bars. So call it left swap, but 2 bars is enough. So recognition, similar to pretty much all the other cases, I just look at this edge and see if it matches or opposite of these two, or if it matches these two. It's opposite of these, so then I know which one of the 3, and then I'll sort of work out the rest. So this is opposite here, and that tells me what case this is. So this one here, it's kind of like a H perm, because these are opposite, and as well. And the out goes like this. The next case, which I think is the standard COLL for this. So you got the opposite here, and then you got this bar, and it goes like this. And then we have this one here, so opposite, but then this one, it matches here, or I just think of this as adjacent. So it's not a bar, it's not opposite, so it's adjacent. So then I know it's the mirror case. I can recognize it from here as well, just do the lefty alg, but I'd do it from the back. So the next three cases have this one matching these two. So for this particular case, we have a bar, and I'm going to want to hold it from here. And it's a combo alg, so it's a ZBLL into an anti-soon. Now we have this one here. So these are matching here, and then I look at this edge and it matches these. So then I rotate it to this angle, and I do this out. It's basically just two winter variations. And now we have this one here, which is the mirror, but from here I noticed the twisted corner. So it's like a tripod case. So from here, so the next three cases have this sort of bar here. So this piece matches here. And for this particular case, I recognize that there's two different bars here. So one here and one here. And very nice alg, goes like this. The next case, so we've got this, and then I recognize that this edge here matches these two. And it goes like so. Now rotates. A UF. And then lastly, for these three, we've got these two matching, and then this one, there's no bar, it doesn't match these, it matches these. So kind of think of it as a twisted corner into a Z block here. I just think of it as just that matches these two. And the alg goes like this. Now the last three of this subset, this edge here matches this one. And after this, I look at this one, it goes to here, and then I know what case it is. If I to get the case from another angle, I know it as one with the two blocks. So the alg goes like this. The next case, you got this, and then these two match. No, it matches these two. And it goes like this. And finally, we have this one here, where you got these two, and then this is opposite here. You get this kind of op. it doesn't match one of these two basically. And it goes like this. Checkerboard pie. So also you could call it right swap, but it's easier just to know it as checkerboard. So these cases pretty much exactly the same recognition where you use this first. So here, opposite of these two, and then it's just trying to work out the rest. So for this case here, this one matches here. I know that this is the standard ALG for this call. It mirrors both sides, but this is the ALG. The next one of this set, so you got the here, and now this time it matches here. And the ALG goes like this. And the last one for this set, yeah, so you've got opposite, and then you've also got opposite here, so I think of it similarly as a H sort of thing. For now I hold it from this angle, and I do the following. It's quite nice, it's got a bit of weird grip though. So the next three cases, we have this bar here. So for this in the case in particular, you've got these matching. It does mirror as well, but the ALG is done from this angle, so no rotation. It's kind of like an inverse R-perm. Next, we got this, but now there's a second bar, which makes it very easy to recognize. The ALG is this. And the last one of those, we have this edge matching here. But if you were to get it from another angle, you notice that it's just a mirror and there's a second bar here. So the ALG is just the same but from the back. So the next case, or the next three, is going to have this one matching with here. And for this in particular case, this individual case, we have a bar here. And the ALG starts from this angle. And it starts like this. The next case, where we get these two matching and this one matches here or adjacent, I don't really like the recognition on this one until you get to here, where the ALG starts, and you do realize you got this bar. So we get to this angle and it's long, but it's quite spammy and fast. So and the last of those three, so you got this here, but you have opposites here. So for this you do a Y2 and you do the following ALG. Cancels into a back soon. So the next three, we get this one matching here. But now this case here, you've got this bar. Very easy to recognize. So for this ALG, you rotate to here and do this alg. The next case, recognition here is very easy. Just think of this as a twisted corner. So almost like a twisty tripod. And the out goes like this. And the last case for this set, we get this here, but then you get this one that matches that. So you do a Y2 and do this out. And cancels into a soon. So the first of what I would call the diagonal pi sets is this one, where you've got like a line, like an imaginary line between here, going this way. Call it northeast to southwest. However you want to memorize it. So, like every other set, you've got like 3 different ways that this could be, like 3 different edges. So, for these 3, it's going to match up with this front one here. For this case, you've got this one and this one, like this 2 different bars. And the alg goes like so. So this one I originally learned as my call for this case, and it's just a combo of a soon and a Nicholas. From this angle, I recognise this, and this matches up with this, and this. So it's just a soon, U prime, Nicholas. And the third case, that this is paired, you get this one as opposite. And now you rotate to here, and you do this. So for the next 3, we have this one matching with this one here at the back. So for this case you got that, but here I do see it matches here, but I find it kind of standalone actually. I think at least compared to the other 2. So just think of these. So I rotate. It's again, it's another soon Nicholas combo, but they actually cancel into each other this time. So from here you do a back anti-soon, and you cancel into the Nicholas. The next case is this one here. So you got these matching, and then this one matches with these. If you get it from another angle, you get this double bar. So not to be confused with the other one where you get this sort of double bar pattern as well. This one, the edges are the right way around. So if I was to do that, there. So it's just 4 corners that need to move, which is why this one is just 2 Nicholases. So back Nicholas, you, back Nicholas. And the third, with this bit on the right where this match, you got this one to kind of think about it as like a Y shape. So let's do this one. It's not pleasant, but so RUL could do it slow, I think. There we go. It's a good thing I write all these algs down. Right, so for the next 3, this piece matches up with this corner. So that matches there. And for this case in particular, you've got this as a bar. So let's rotate. And the L goes like so. Very nice alg. We'd double click on F though. So the next case is this one right here. So obviously these match. And then this one does match here, but I do kind of see it as a standalone. And another thing to notice is if you do have this is sort of a twisted tripod case. You might not see that from the angle of recognition, but if you do happen to stop at this position, that's another thing I like to look for. So the alg goes like this. And the third case that has these. So these match and these are opposite. And the alg goes like this. So for the next case, next three, this one will match here. So the three will match here. So for this individual case, it's that twisted tripod block thing. So twisted corner into tripod. And I think people use this as their main COLL. I at least switched to it when I was learning these. So essentially what that is this OLL cancelled into thrower. Okay, so this one here, that matches here, and we have opposites. So for this one, we're going to rotate. You do also see there, but I kind of don't acknowledge that for this case. And the alg goes like this. And finally, this one here, that matches here, and this matches here. Unfortunately, this one I'd say is painfully similar to that one and the ones on the inverse. So these ones actually took me quite some time to learn. This one and the previous. You kind of see why. So for this case, I'm going to rotate and do the same first few moves. The only difference is you do this instead. And that's this subset. The final subset of pi is the opposite diagonal. In my opinion, this set is grotesque. I really don't like it. And I keep on having to review it every now and then just to try and keep it in. It was one of the first sets I forgot first time around I learnt ZBLL. And even now I still see why. So starting off, this is a relatively easy case. So recognition is this edge here matches this, and then we have this, so 2 bars. But since it's here, and I know these are correct rather than opposite, this is the Nicholas combo. So U prime. The next case, where you got this here, and this is opposite. From another angle, you can also see that you do have a bar here, but which I actually do utilize with recognition. But this is what you should really be focusing on, and the alg is. And the last of those three, where you have this is, then you've got this one here, which doesn't really match anything apart from this corner, but I don't even acknowledge that. So you rotate this way, anti-soon, cancel into Niklas, to which I rotate, and put AUF on the right. The next three cases have this instead, so this matches here. So one of the reasons I find this set really disgusting is I guess it's my own fault, my over-reliance on looking at the back to match it with the other set, because I sort of recognize that rather than seeing that that matches that or anything. So this case itself, do it back soon, U prime, and then anti-Niklas. Yep, that is right. Thought I messed that up. Okay, so this case here, this one I actually I don't have to look at the back for, but you got this here, and then you got opposite. So you rotate, you do anti-Niklas, and then anti-soon. Anti-Niklas, lefty-Niklas, one and the same. And the last of these three, you got this here, and then these two match. From another angle, it's this case again. So, and you would recognize by these not being in place relative to each other. But that's just something else I've noticed. And the alg goes like so. So the next case is this one. So for the next three, I got these three. So these match even. And for this particular case, you got this bar. So for this, rotate, and the alg goes like so. For the next case, you've got this one matching here, and for this one, it matches here. And you're going to rotate the other way. And again, it's similar to the previous alg, just there is a slight amendment. And the next case, fortunately, this one is very easy. So this one matches here, and this one is opposite. These two are opposite each other. But you do also realise that this is a twisted tripod case. At least that's what I look for. Because for this one, you actually do rotate to here, and you do the following alg. Okay, so the next three here, this one now matches here, and then you just have to work out what goes on here. So for this particular case itself, I do, again, just see the tripod corner, if it was a twist, and I'll just do the following alg. The next case that matches here, and then this one, again, I call it standalone, but it does match that. So I'm going to rotate twice, and I'll do the following alg. And the last alg for this set, finally, is going to be this one here. So these match, and you got like a pair here. and the alg goes like this. And that concludes the pi set.